Hello, everyone. Thank you very, very much for the introduction. Wow. Do you know what? I'm going to take the glasses off. First of all, like any Britishman, cup of tea. Thank you very much. I'd like to start off by thanking the organisation. First of all, by thanking Amy and Melissa for hunting me down and telling me that, asking me to do a 15-minute presentation. For me, life is all about inspiring. And as it was said before, as Melissa said, I aspire to inspire before I expire. Now, the only problem with that is we don't know when we're going to expire. That's enough of that down stuff. Anyway, I'm looking through all the talks and everyone. Everyone's really, really cold except for someone in Arizona. That person in Arizona, oh, I love you. I spent 4 years of my life there in the early 80s. Let's get started because we're here for a little bit of motivation and inspiration. Let's see what we can do. Before we carry on, I'd also like to thank Travis Sims. We've never met, but for putting this show together and getting some really, really good people together. You're obviously what we call a radiator in life. The two ladies that I spoke to beforehand are also radiators. You know, if you look at it, radiators they're warm. I mean, there's a lot of people out there in the cold at the moment. If you stand by a radiator, you're going to be warm. Well, let's take this to being a person as well. How many radiators do you know? How many people do you know when you talk to? They just shine. They give off warmth. Do you shine? Do you give off warmth? And this is what I talk about a lot throughout life. You see, I'm really, really blessed, not lucky, to have some phenomenal mentors, aka parents, otherwise known as inheritance. So we all have a choice in life, whether we want to be a radiator or whether we want to be a drain. Now, there's a massive difference here between a radiator and a drain. And it was an analogy that I was thinking of when I was walking down the street because my dyslexic brain works like that. So you've got a choice. You can either be a radiator that gives off heat, makes people feel warm and welcome, or you can be a drain. And come on, we all know that drain, especially if we're a BNI member. Because if we go back to those old days where we used to meet face to face, and you used to walk into a meeting, and you went up to that person, you went, "How are you?" And they went, "Oh, don't. Oh." And this and that and this and that and this and that. It was just piling negativity on top of negativity. So the first place we've got to stop and ask ourselves every single day when we wake up is, are we a drain or are we a radiator? It's all about choices and going to silly little choices. I was sitting there before, I had a really nice top on, I was feeling really, really comfortable. I thought, no, this is about shining today. So I put on a top that made me feel good, and I hope it makes you feel good as well. So the first lesson today, take it or leave it. Are you a radiator or are you a drain? I said to you I'm dyslexic, which does solve or cause a few problems, but I've managed to get around these problems. You see, for me, very short, very sharp. And if there's any other people that are dyslexic, they'll probably be the same. I'm very visual as well, very visual. For anyone that wants to follow me, I'm on Facebook every single day. For the last 4.5 years, I decided that I wanted to be that positive person on Facebook. If you want to find me, just get through all the negativity of Facebook, look for Neil Giller, I'll be there. Giving a positive comment every single day. And that's how I run the majority of my talks, which are from positive comments. The first one I'd like to dwell on is you can't pour from an empty cup. So take care of yourself first. You know, it's that oxygen mask. You know, remember when we used to get on planes and the stewards used to say to us, make sure you put your own mask on. We can listen to all of this, but we've got to actually do it. We've got to do it. Put our own mask on. Stop pouring from the cup, because when that cup goes empty, who's filling it up? Being an Englishman, we thought of a different one. Instead of filling from the cup, fill from the saucer, which I think is really, really nice. Don't overgive. Dream big, work hard, stay focused, and surround yourself with good people. We don't know each other, but Melissa, Amy, and myself, I think we had a pretty good chat. You know, we were on common ground. We were speaking about people. You know, we're all big dreamers. We're all working hard. I mean, I'll give you an idea. It's nearly 9 p.m. at night here, and I started off this morning at 5:30. I was asked to be here. I was asked to show up. I was asked to lean in. Stay focused. I help my clients turn their cants into cans. And for them to be able to do that, they have to stay focused. But more importantly than that, to finish the quote off, surround yourself with good people. Let me go a little bit further. Surround yourself with people that are better than you. That doesn't make them aloof or you look up to them in any shape or form. What it does do is it allows you to have a toolkit that is amazing. I mean, I've been a member of BNI. It doesn't matter what organisation you are. This is an organisation for £1 a day. Join agc.com. There's a little plug. But why wouldn't you be here? Why wouldn't you surround yourself with good people from all over the country, all over the world? How's little Neil Giller speaking in the US? Because I network and I make sure that I work on that network. There's a little tip for you. Surrounding myself at all times with beautiful people. Mentors are really important to me. And one of my mentors says to me all the time, see the good in all things. See the good in all things. And I'll always remember, I was really angry. I wasn't happy. And I phoned my coach up and went, I don't want to be here anymore. And just before she hung up, she went, you've got to want to be there. And she put the phone down. And I was really angry. She was right. Wherever you are, see good things in everything. You know, we're blessed to wake up every single morning. And I used to say to my grandfather, how are you, Granddad? I'm blessed to wake up. See the good in all things. Be humble, be teachable, and always keep learning. Humility, teachable, and keep learning. 2 ears, 1 mouth. I suffered quite a lot with that as a kid. But you can't learn when you're talking. Are we all coachable? That's the question that we've got to ask ourselves. I met some beautiful people on my journey in life, and one of them is called Dinah Liversidge, a beautiful human being that just shines. She's a radiator, a unicorn radiator. And one thing that she always taught me was, instead of thinking outside the box, get rid of it. We're so busy living in this box. Who made the box? You want to know who made the box? We made the box. There is no box. Shove it where the sun doesn't shine. Break it. Get rid of it. Let everyone else, your competitors and everyone else in the world, stay in that box. Be a radiator or a drain. You have to be genuine, you have to be real, and you have to be authentic. Genuine to me just means being real. And being real to me means showing up. I'm a massive mental health advocate. And for me, being there for whoever it is, whether it be a stranger. I was saying to the ladies just before, I tell you what, if I can make 5 strangers smile a day, I've done my job. That's being real, that's being authentic, and that's being genuine. Because when I give them that smile, how do you think it makes me feel? Going back to it, when I post that quote on Facebook, the amount of people, it's not about followers, ladies and gentlemen, but the amount of people that say, thanks, I needed that. Being genuine, being real, being authentic. What's to stop you sending a message to one of your friends or someone who you love dearly right now? Not now, wait for me. I've got another 8 minutes. Telling them you love them. Telling them that you care. That's being real. That's being authentic. That's being genuine. But let me flip it up. Those drains, how's about being genuine, real, and authentic with them? You see, a candle never loses any of its flame by lighting another. It's a beautiful saying, but think about it. Once you have a flame, you can light as many candles as you want, for as long as that flame burns. Go into the world and do well, but more importantly, go into the world and do good. What a beautiful, beautiful saying. We can all go out into the world. We can all cause negativity. We can all be drains. Instead, how's about we just get up? I'm going to sound a bit of a hippie, and love thy neighbour. Now more than ever. You know, there's no divide in countries. It's a world thing at the moment. Let's just do good instead of doing bad. Everyone hears about the bad. Let's start talking about the good, the positives, the candles, the genuine, the real, the authentic. Is it that difficult? Working on what I was saying before, for me, quotes are really, really hard-hitting, quick, sharp, as it is. And there was a fantastic girl, who never saw the sun. The window was cracked in the attic that she lived in, and the snow came through. She hid there for years. Her name was Anne Frank. Amsterdam, hiding from the Germans, along with other Jews, Gypsies, Germans, any race or religion. Now, if this lady can come up with words like this, can we all do something for the world? How wonderful is it that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world? And going back to it, just going out and smiling at someone, you're improving the world. Because alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. You know, I know that the Super Bowl's just been played in America. Do you think Brady won that game by himself? Sorry if I've offended anyone. Of course he didn't. Of course he got MVP, but he needed his team around him. He needed the circle. He needed his corner to make sure that he didn't win it by himself. They won it together. There wasn't just one Super Bowl ring handed out. There was hundreds. I'm going to go back to it before. I sat in another fantastic talk by a guy called Terry Hamill about 5 years ago. Actually, it was 5.5 years ago, November the 23rd, nearly 5.5 years ago. And it was just before, I don't mind telling you, a mental breakdown in December 2016. And he asked, what's your why? And I started off with my why, and I just want to go over it again because it's really important. You see, I aspire to inspire before I expire. That's not difficult to do. I've just got to do it every single day. Wouldn't it be nice if everyone else did as well? I'm coming in for a wrap up. You see, everything that I've discussed here or there is positivity, it's mindset. It's down to you, not down to anyone else. Other than the radiator, I've also got another analogy. It's a duck. I said duck. It's the English accent, obviously. But what does a duck do? A duck swims along beautifully through the water, paddling like mad, looking serene on top. When the duck stops, it floats. Wow. So let's use that analogy in life. How's about when we're going so mad that we're looking great on top? Do you know what? It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to slow down. It's okay not to do that meeting or that Zoom meeting. Slow down. Take your time. Relax. You're not gonna sink. Tell you what else I think about when I look at ducks. This is my dyslexic brain working. It's another saying, water off of a duck's back. Comes down to choices again, ladies and gentlemen. The choices that we've all got. The choices that we all have to decide. And the choices are waking up in the morning and being blessed. You know, it doesn't have to be in a spiritual way or a religious way. You know, for me, in today's times, and we all know what we're talking about, waking up every morning is a bonus. That your family wake up every single morning is your bonus. That your friends wake up every single morning is a bonus. Thank you for small mercies. See, I got to wake up and say hello to my daughters this morning. I spoke to my mum and dad today, and I've helped 2 or 3 clients breathe a little bit easier. I help my clients turn their cants into cans. You see, I'm really lucky that I surround myself with radiators, fellow radiators who, when I'm down, because it does happen, because all these clowns, these laughy, these jokey people, they're the ones that aren't putting the oxygen mask on themselves. They're putting it on other people first. But I'd like to say thank you to them. And if you're one of those people who are there for others, I take you back. Make sure you fill your own cup up before you fill other people's up. I'm nearly at the end of my 15 minutes, and if it was TED Talks, I'd have 22 seconds left. So I'd like to say thank you very much for having me.